In this presentation, we're going to look at statistics with R. This is an introduction to R for actuarial students. This corresponds to the CS1B curriculum, and that comprises Introduction to R Programming and Fundamentals of Statistical Analysis. Now, this is a data analysis question. It's question 1 of this playlist. And just as a quick remark, the whole thing is based on base R, so it doesn't use tidyverse. This is the rubric of the CS1B curriculum, so it's just core packages and a couple of statistical packages. So you wouldn't really use tidyverse as part of this curriculum, but I will mention it because it's good to know. Now, the entire playlist, or most of the playlist, revolves around a dataset called the AutoClaims dataset. So essentially what I have to do is read it in. I have it contained in a subfolder called data, autoclaims.csv. So the subfolder it's in, and the name of the dataset, name of the CSV file, read it in using the read.csv file, and just save it as AutoClaims. Okay, and just to check that I have it in correctly and just have a quick look at it, see what the general structure is, I just type in head AutoClaims. That gives me a general structure of what it looks like. State, class, gender, age, and paid. So essentially insurance claims and the claim amount. So prepare a table with mean, standard deviation, and coefficient of variance (CV) of the claims paid. So this is for each state, and what we have to do is identify the state, so to speak, with the least and highest CV, coefficient of variance, and likewise for each class, and sort the table in ascending order of the CV. Now, the CV is the variance is the ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. Okay, so once we have the mean and standard deviation, just divide one by the other to get the coefficient of variance. Now, again, just to be clear, this is base R that I'm using. So essentially what I'm going to do here is the amount claimed, organized by, sort of categorized by state in this instance. This is the name of the data set we're going to look at. And this is the function that we are going to apply to the claim amounts paid, organized or sort of arranged by state, so on a state-by-state basis. So this generates a summary. The command here is aggregate. Okay, and I'm going to save that as state mean. Okay, a little data frame. I'm just going to change the names so that I have them as state and mean. Okay, the reason for that will become clear shortly. So just a quick look at it, what I have there, head of state underscore mean. Okay, so that looks good. So that's the mean for each of the states, the mean paid amount. We can do the same again for standard deviation, state underscore SD, aggregate the amount paid by state from the AutoClaims dataset, and the function here is SD, standard deviation. So essentially I have a data frame set up, just change the names accordingly, and just let's have a look at that there. Head state underscore SD. Okay, so that's now done. Now I want to merge the two files, okay, and the two data frames, so merge state mean and merge state SD. Now it knows automatically that there is a variable in common. Okay, so I don't have to really do much with that. So this is a very straightforward example, and it helps that the variable names are well picked such that state comes up in both of them, so it sort of knows where the primary key is, where to join them. Okay, so that is our state summary there. Okay, so what we need to do now is add in the CV, the coefficient of variance, and essentially this is the command here. Just pick out state summary SD, pick out that column there and divide it by the corresponding values for the mean column, and we set up a column called CV in the state summary. So there we go, mean, standard deviation, and coefficient of variance for each state. So this is what state summary looks like now. So I think we're mostly set up in this. Okay, so what we have to do is just pick out the maximum and minimum. So the state with the minimum coefficient of variance is pick out which value is the minimum coefficient of variance, and set up a logical vector to see which of them correspond to that. Now remember, it actually could be more than one. Okay, in the event of a tie for minimum values, you could actually get multiple states here. So that's something to think about. But anyway, in this instance, it just happens to be that state 7 has the lowest value for the coefficient of variance. Okay, so just to be clear, this sets up a logical relation, a logical check to see which of them are equal to the minimum. Okay, and it could be more than one, but in this case it's just state 7. Okay, and likewise you do the exact same thing here for the maximum. Same thing, almost immediately just change maximum to minimum, and the maximum there is state 12. So state 7 and state 12, minimum and maximum. Let's just see, does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. There and there, yeah. Okay, that's good. We can use tidyverse for this, for the state summaries. Now I'll just go through this very quickly. So this is the AutoClaims data set, and we're going to group by state, okay, and we're going to get a summary table, summarize, where we have the mean and standard deviation is the mean and of paid and the standard deviation of paid. So essentially we can do both operations simultaneously. That's why tidyverse is actually becoming very popular. And that is what it looks like there. Okay, just a slightly different data structure, but ultimately this is called a tibble, but ultimately there's nothing really that you need to know that makes this actually difficult to work with. You can continue on as if it was a data frame. We have to calculate the coefficient of variance, so this is where we use mutate. Okay, CV equals standard deviation divided by mean, SD divided by mean, and then we just arrange them in ascending order of CVs. Okay, so there we have them there. Now, so state 7 is at the bottom, and if you were to go through, you probably see state 12 down at the end. Okay, where it is the largest value. So it's only just a handful there. So I won't spend too much time in it, but it's well worth learning about this stuff as part of your journey in R. I had to stop recording there briefly to let my cat out. You might have heard my cat in the background. Now she's outside and I'm able to continue. So the second part is we have to look at the class variable. So it's more or less the same as state. So I'm going to run through this fairly quickly. Essentially this is an analysis and code I've used before, but rather than using state, I am using class, but it just works it the same way, providing the mean and the variable for each category for the class category. So rather than state, we get the mean and the standard deviation of each class. So that's how we would look at it there. Just merge them together, divide standard deviation by the mean to add in this CV variable, and there we have it there. Okay. So the question asks us to put it in ascending order of CV, okay, coefficient of variance. So how do we do that? Well, it just use this command here, order class summary CV, okay, and it just puts the rows into that order. Just as a quick remark, it doesn't do anything with the column. So the column side of things is what's between the comma and the bracket here is empty, so just watch out for that, and it's supposed to be empty. Okay, that's the correct syntax, comma, bracket. There's nothing happening with the columns, but you still have to just specify that there's nothing happening with the columns. Okay, so that's how you put them into ascending order. Okay, now they're just going back to tidyverse. That's how we would arrange it there in ascending order using that command, arrange CV. Right, so that's it. That's our, yeah, there we go. That's the same thing again. Now exercise 2, by using a box plot, identify the states and classes which have no outlier values in terms of the claims paid. Okay, so that's just options there for. I'm not going to really talk about that. It's just a sort of presentation options. I didn't really mean to have it visible, but the command here is box plot. So we just go by state first. The distribution of paid claim amounts by state, where the data is coming from AutoClaims, and the command is box plot. So it asks us to look through it and pick out which of the states does not have any outliers. Well, in this case, the outliers are indicated by little circles on the opposite side of the fences. So essentially, we're looking through them. We have quite a few. I think it's 12. Anyway, a dozen or so states here. So there's a dozen or so box plots. So we essentially have to look through them all, run through them all, and sort of see which ones is there no circle associated with, no outlier. Now it seems that state 14, there are no outliers in state 14, so that's what we're asked to do. Likewise, we do the same paid by class, the distributions of amounts paid by the class, and so outliers for C1, outliers for C6. There's loads of them there. They're bunched up together, but they're there. So they're a little bit hard to read from here, but they're there. And F6. But there are none for C11. So that answers the two questions. C11 has no outliers in terms of class, and state 14 has no outliers in terms of state. Now, we can do this with ggplot. Okay, so let's just see what the code looks like. There we are. That just actually takes it out. So this is the how you would sort of construct a box plot with ggplot. Little bit easier to look at, I think, but you know. So what do? So we set up an object called ggplot, a ggplot object where the data is classes. The variables are x equals claim, y equals paid, and then just assign this geom box plot. We can change the theme as well. So that's what it looks like there. Where are we gone? Yeah, theme BW. So we'll leave it there.